Well, you've been in a position before, really, in terms of like where Arsenal are at the moment, season after season. Haven't been able to get it over the line. It seems like this season, the stars are aligning for Arsenal, let's put it that way.
I really hope so.
Not trying to jinx it or anything. But I was just asking the guys, is this now a psychological battle? Because they've done it season after season, they've not gotten it over the line, and they're just coming so close this time round. Yeah, but they'll be aware of that. You know, we're not even a third way through the season, so it's very early. But we're putting ourselves in a great place. You know, that's 6 points in the lead now. So that's 2 games that they don't have to win. You know, I like how you're doing the maths there for them. Exactly. But it's still a long way to go. Yeah.
So they've got squad depth though this year, haven't they? Yeah. Squad depth they've got, and a week like this week, obviously Tottenham today, Bayern Munich on Wednesday, and then Chelsea at the weekend. Yeah. That's when, you know, they'll play more games in the next 2 months than they have already at the start of this season. Yeah. It's going to be a big test for them, but I think they've got the depth to do it this year.
No, exactly. This time last season, I think people might have been panicking a little bit because we didn't have the cover. You know, like you said, the squad depth is fantastic. And it's not just depth, it's quality as well.
I mean, we look at the season where Arsenal lost Saliba immediately, pretty much after. It was capitulation for this Arsenal side. It's completely different this time around. They've been able to go rhythm to rhythm, and it looks like losing Gabriel hasn't had that big impact here today. But to be fair, it wasn't like Spurs were giving them too much of a trouble.
You could have played centre-back today. They were all right today.
I'll stick to playing in goal, mate.
Hey, were you surprised how Spurs set up? We've asked a few people that.
Yeah, a little bit. I was surprised at the tactics as well. You know, with Vicario like taking all the free kicks in their half and going long. You know, I know that they didn't want to be playing it out from the back because then Arsenal will set traps and pin them in. You know, we saw that happening a little bit in the second half, but that was because Spurs had to come out. Yeah. You know, but you know, for him to be taking the long ball all the time, it just seemed a bit. It didn't seem Tottenham.
Yeah. They were poor in the first half, really poor. I thought. I mean, the way that they set up with that back five, they didn't offer anything going forward. I was surprised.
And they didn't, you know, they didn't defend very well. You know,
if you're going to set up like that, you defend, don't you?
You know, you don't let them have any chances or anything. But Arsenal were creating, you know, so that's why they're so disappointed.
Yeah, we were talking just now. How do you start off in your starting 11 with 7 defensive players and concede 4 goals come 90 minutes?
Yeah. You know, and especially 2 in the first half. You know, which is you set your stall out to make sure you keep a clean sheet in the first half if you're going to defend that way.
Well, it's 6 points gap at the top table. As you've done the calculations, they can lose 2 games based on your maths.
It's 36 games now, you know.
Is this now slowly becoming a one-horse race, you feel, for Arsenal?
No.
Or would you put Chelsea in the mix?
Chelsea are sneaking up there, you know, and don't discount Man City or Liverpool. I know Liverpool are having a bad time, but that will pass. Man City are going to be a threat. But like you say, Chelsea are doing it quietly. They're sneaking up there.
Would you consider them as true title challengers?
You put Chelsea, and then obviously Chelsea play Arsenal next week. You know, they get 3 points out of that. Then it gets close.
So you still consider Manchester City in the battle because we all know they can go on those 12-game winning run. Liverpool.
Yeah. You never know with Liverpool. I know what they lost now, 6 or 7 games. So that's more than enough to not be contenders, but they've got quality. You know, they've got quality that's going to produce. But be aware of Chelsea and be aware of Man City.
You spend a lot of time in and around this place, training ground, the club, everything. Does it feel different this year?
Not yet.
Not yet?
No, because the test is still to come. Because they've got to be able to play under pressure, under like serious pressure. You know, when it gets towards like March, April, you know, that's when, you know, because the Champions League might influence a lot of it, you know, and you know when I've chatted to a few other players before, you know, like they really want to win the Champions League because the club's never done it before, you know, and I'm thinking, no, just win the league first.
Take the lot.
I mean,
or win both. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, mentally, how different is it to be having a comfortable lead this early on the season versus, say, and I spoke to Robert about this, to be the chasing pack. Mentally, how is that different?
I don't think I've ever done it when we've had such a big lead. I remember chasing Man United down when we were 11 points behind them, and that felt good. The momentum that you gain game after game then puts pressure on the people above you. You know, so I think I'd rather be chasing.
You think that's more fun?
A little bit, yeah. Because it's like, you know, you come in on the rails and then you're just like, here we are, bang, and you go and win it. But Yeah, you see, we're in a good position at the moment, but there's still some testing times to come.
Yeah, but how impressed have you been with Mikel Arteta, considering the fact that we were just chatting, and this is his first managerial role, really. I mean, he came in about 5-6 years ago. The club has had to be patient with him, but it's paying off right now.
Yeah, it is, and it's paid off for the last, like 2 or 3 seasons. Finishing second, as much as people try and take that and put that into a negative, it's not. It's that they're good seasons. When you finish second in the Premier League, okay, some of them might have been because, people said that we gave the lead away, but we're still up there. And that's where he's got us to. He's got us to serious contenders to win the league.
But do you think this is now a must-win for Mikel Arteta?
No.
An absolute must-win for a title?
I would like it to be. I would like it to win. But I would, I wouldn't be worrying if we don't win anything this season, then the next season there's more pressure on it. But things are going great, so let's stop talking negative. Start talking positive.
But it's Arsenal for a title then for you, 100%.
I would love to see that. I want to celebrate with the boys winning the league.
How would you imagine celebrating it with them if it does happen?
Well, I could give them some tips. I've done it a few times before.